GTA 6 fans aren't going to have to worry about what is arguably one of the biggest issues that Grand Theft Auto Online is facing right now. We'll be talking about all of that in this video today and a whole lot more. So GTA Online is not perfect. Rockstar did a ton of things right, but it was really their first major multiplayer online experience. Yes, Red Dead Redemption had an online mode, and yes, GTA 4 had an online mode, but really things took off with Grand Theft Auto 5, and even then, Rockstar didn't expect it to be the massive multiplayer world that it is now. And so because of that, there's a lot of things that just because the way they set up the initial game and the fact that it was developed on much older systems, obviously being the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, there's only so many things that Rockstar could do, but that is weaponized vehicles and unrealistic vehicles and their griefing potential. And if you watch my earlier video, we talked about some of the things and features that fans do not want Rockstar to have in the game, and weaponized vehicles and unrealistic vehicles was certainly one of them. And even though we're focusing on the online aspect of things right now, I feel like this could apply to single player too. And on that discussion, Rockstar Games insider TezFunds2 responded to someone that said this: "What do you think they'll do?" And he said the same approach they took with Red Dead Online. Rockstar implemented several measures against griefing early on. They may not have been fully effective, but they were better than nothing, like in the case of GTA Online at that time. The griefing problem on GTA Online is a result of many factors. Perhaps the prominent reason is them not accounting for that early on. Like in 2016, we had the two popular businesses added, Biker Business and Special Cargo Warehouses. They were designed on the state of the game at that time, and then a year later, we received tons of weaponized vehicles. The risk of driving slow-ass vans for delivering your Biker Business cargo increased. And Rockstar doesn't go back to adjust old businesses, nor were there any measures to mitigate the griefing. Now, you may hate the After Hours update, considering it added the Oppressor Mark II bike, but it also introduced the nightclub businesses, a better designed business that accounts for these weaponized toys since the delivery vehicles have missile lock-on immunity and better armor. And we continue to receive better businesses since then, like the Acid Lab business, which is pretty much Biker Business 2.0. Regardless of the cargo amount, the delivery vehicle amount is the same since it's dependent on the number of players. And unlike the Biker Business where you receive 4 slow-ass vans regardless, the delivery vehicle is also fast and upgradable, and no stock penalty for leaving mid-sale. So you can switch sessions if someone is about to destroy your cargo and sell it in that other session, while you risk losing some of the cargo during a biker sell mission. Looking ahead with GTA Online 2, I expect Rockstar to have anti-griefing measures in place or added shortly afterwards. And if we are to receive Defensive Mode 2.0, then any vehicle you drive should have missile lock-on immunity and better armor. I know the defensive mode was controversial since griefers were abusing it on Red Dead Online, and some players were asking for a passive mode instead, but if we were to have passive mode, then Rockstar may not allow us to do sell missions or limit you from a list of activities until you disable the mode. Whereas in Red Dead Online, you can do the less risky trader sell mission with defensive mode on. A better solution is to have both. Too long didn't read. If we have anti-griefing measures set in place early on, then weaponized vehicles or unrealistic vehicles may not be much of an issue. And TezFunds2 is 100% right. Grand Theft Auto Online started evolving very, very quickly, especially when Rockstar got their hands on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I mean, if you think of the first couple of updates for GTA Online, they were pretty bare bones and simple, adding new clothing and cars. Think the Beach Bum DLC or the High Life update or the Business update. It really wasn't until Rockstar got the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One where we started seeing those new businesses like Lowriders and the Cunning Stunts update, and then getting the business DLCs of the Finance and Felony and the Bikers update. And then after that is when they started to add even more crazy stuff into the game, and that's where we sort of started seeing the weaponized vehicles and the unrealistic vehicles. And it wasn't necessarily that those were the problem, it's that there wasn't anything to counterbalance them. And as Rockstar heard from the community and as they saw what was happening, they tried to ultimately fix it. And since then, those fixes have been pretty good. I'm not saying that they're absolutely perfect, but they have been pretty good at solving the problem of having the Oppressor Mark II just being the most overpowered thing into the game. And to add on with what Rockstar Games insider Tez Funds 2 had to say, they also increased the price of the Oppressor Mark II so that it was a little bit more difficult to get. Now, I hope that that's not Rockstar's only defense when it comes to GTA 6 and its multiplayer, just making everything incredibly expensive. What they should have is the proper defensive and passive tools, and also counter-aggressive tools to get rid of things like that, so that you can have the weaponized vehicles in the game, if there are going to be any, but at the same rate, you have other tools and cars and vehicles and weapons that can easily counteract them. And that's something that Rockstar failed to do in the original GTA Online. They introduced the Oppressor Mark II without really any way to combat it, and if you had one, it was pretty much impossible to destroy it. And since we're on the subject of Grand Theft Auto 6's multiplayer, one more topic of conversation was cooldowns, and someone ended up saying, also, just remove all timers and cooldowns and stuff like that. It's not a freemium mobile game. With Tez Funds 2 saying cooldowns do make sense in a free mode setting, serving an additional purpose other than letting you experience other content, which is to lower the chances of players taking up all available variants of a mission, thus rendering it unavailable for some time. But it doesn't make much sense when we're talking heists or content you load up from a lobby screen, where you basically load into a session of your own, not limited by what other players do. So basically what these cooldowns serve is Rockstar wanting you to push to do other things. They don't want you to just spam the Cayo Perico heist over and over and over again. Although it is honestly your character and your time, you can do whatever you want. But in the instance of how other players might need to do a similar mission to you, if you are playing with other people, it basically allows someone jumping on not being able to do the thing that they need to do in order to complete the mission, because some guy is just spamming it over and over and over again. But again, if it is a heist mission or something like that where you're taken up into your own lobby screen and away from other players, I see no reason why you basically couldn't just do it over and over and over again. And in that sense, I think the reason why Rockstar has the cooldowns is so that you just can't make an absurd amount of money doing the same heist over and over and over again. So honestly, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below on everything we discussed in this video today. Are you worried about multiplayer for Grand Theft Auto 6 or GTA Online 2, whatever Rockstar is going to decide to call it? Or do you think Rockstar have learned from the years of doing GTA Online and Red Dead Online? Even though you might not necessarily play Red Dead Online, there's a lot of things that Rockstar have probably learned from making that Western multiplayer. So again, let me know what you think in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the GTA 6 videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.